We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who are trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
Good evening. Not only is it KOTE 9, I've remembered to unmute us, so this must be a bad sign. Welcome to the first episode of KOTE 9. Brett.
Yay!
Did you ever think we'll still be going at this point when you came on board a year ago?
Yeah. It's been a hell of a journey, but I think we're in a lot better position than we were. Well,
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's slightly smaller numbers this time, but we're still looking at over 100 players. Over 150 players.
And even though we've got a small amount of teams than we did, say, KOTE 8, KOTE 8 was a very taxing event. A few people are going to take off. And then when you got events such as the Casual Loop, you've got the French events, you've got the new Italian League, you've got the Australian. You got the Australian League that started today. You've got a lot of events going on over at the start of summer, going over into summer. It is going to divide people's time.
Yeah, it's only so many hours in the day.
Exactly.
So it's great to see. So let me just start off by kicking off the KOTE 9 video just to refresh everyone the rules. And then we'll go through the rules a little bit, the prizes, and a little bit of news, and then we'll go through the pairings, which everyone's desperate to see.
Yes.
So that's the rules. Cut off a little bit at the end of the video, and we're
That's
really
the format.
excited.
The rules are on the
Well,
website.
format. There's 17 pages of rules, which everyone will be tested on, are on the website for which Brett's company.
Well, we've already had ABR pointing out that the rules needed a further update for the new deck verification part.
And nicely done to them. The key thing, rule that I want to make sure that everyone is aware of is that we have mandated that everyone has their deck verified picture and username on decks of Keyforge. This is to validate that the deck has access to the person who's playing. Now the key thing here is this is community enforced. We might randomly spot check people, but if someone discovers that the deck does not have the correct verification photo on it, and then they will have 1 week to get it there.
Yeah, so basically, if you're a featured game, I'm going to check because I check the deck's Keyforge for it anyway. We will do some random spot checks, but your opponents when you should really be checking each other's verification. So you look at your opponent's deck's key forge, you go, oh, this person is missing a verification. You mention it to them, and they verify.
Hey, Kristoff, good to see you on board, man. Good to see you on board.
This is because, unlike the previous 2 events where decks were changing all the time and nothing's going there, people could net deck here. People could just go get the most powerful decks and just try and push their way through. Although it wouldn't do you much use in the format, but there is the opportunity for net decking here. So the community asked us to have more vigilant verification.
Yep. The second thing I'm going to bring up here is coaching is still not allowed. This ended up being what feels like a 24-hour admin discussion, and the vote was 5-3.
This was 12 angry men, but without the other people changing their mind.
Yeah. So it was. I think it was like 5-3 or something like that was the final vote.
6-2.
6-2.
Some people not voting.
Me. As ever, I don't vote. I just break ties. And it was not a rush decision. This was a long discussion around it. And at the end of the day, the reason no coaching was stuck was primarily that in a real life event, you can only coach when the 3 games are being played at exactly the same time. And it could easily end up here becoming one person driving all 3 players. And it could make it more awkward to It'll make it more awkward to manage and organise games. And is that our new subscription animation? SCS still.
No, that is a follow.
A follow. Oh wow, the magical button works. So
yes.
So
my alert box I spent ages working on actually works.
It looks awesome, man. So the answer is coaching is not allowed. We've been through this a number of times. We won't change it until the feedback from the community is overwhelmingly in favour. The feedback we had was 30% of people. Sorry, Brett. 30% of people said they wanted it. Of the 18 people who responded, so we're talking 6 people, or maybe 7 people wanted it out of 270 people playing in the previous event.
So just like in KOTE 8, we will do a sort of feedback form in KOTE 9, and if you want these changes, then we need you to put you need you to speak up. We need you to fill out the form. We need you to let us know, because there was more people talking about it on the Discord than actually took part in the form to actually enforce the change.
Yeah. And it wasn't, and as I said, the feedback itself isn't everything, but we did take a long time with the admins going through the pros and cons. Hi Ace, hi Julian, great to have you both on board tonight. So, let's go about the format here. So, this format was created by Karen. Karen from The Swindle. She is one of our mods as well here. This is a fascinating format.
Hopefully everybody took advantage of Karen and the Final Swindle having a article on their website about what kind of deck to pick for this format.
Do you want to put a link to it in the chat, just so those who haven't read it can panic?
It's a bit late now.
But we can't make people panic. What's the point? So
what I'll do is I'll put a link to their Discord. I haven't quite finished changing everything over from Moonbot.
Alright, cool thing. So the format's very simple. Is everyone who's entering, of the 55 teams that we have, is split into 8 groups by time zone, with 1 international group, which is made up of essentially the last few teams that registered and 1 or 2 others. And then everyone submitted 3 decks. Each round, the week before each round, each team will specify which format each of their opponent's decks plays. So, for example, if I'm on Team 1 and Brett is on Team 2, I will log in and I will select which of Brett's decks from Team 2 each of his rounds. So Brett would obviously do Reversal. Then, of course, Brett's cat will do Archon, and Brett's son Flynn will do, with Flynn the deck Flynn the Adorable, will do Short Adaptive.
Thank you, Captain Deck, for the follow.
Yeah, and then Brett would do the vice versa to my decks. So what we're doing is each week we will announce the pairings 2 weeks away.
So today you're getting round 1, which you have 48 hours to fill out to basically get that one done. We know it's short notice, but we didn't want to essentially extend the event by a week of nobody doing anything. So you have 48 hours to do your round 1 selection for your opponent's formats, and today you will also get round 2 pairings, which you'll have a week to assign the formats to your opponent's decks.
Yeah. So we are going to be taking the top top position of each group will make it to the top cut. Then there'll be a playoff between second and third place for the next 8 places for the top 16. And then, like before, we will continue this down to probably 3, 4, or 5 cuts, depending on how many people want to continue. So it's going to be fascinating to see. But before we've
got less teams, but we've also got a fair few we've got less teams, but we've also that also might mean we've got a higher caliber of teams. It's a more concentrated group of teams. We've got some new teams. We've got a lot of our recurring regulars, and I think it's good. This is going to be one of our most competitive events, and not only down to the fact that we've got such amazing prizes online.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So let's talk about the prizes then. A nice segue into that, Brett. So, one second, I just have everything but Brett's photo on this scene.
So this KOTE 9 prizes are sponsored by you, the community, our amazing Patreons and Twitch subs. We finally got our first payout, and that money went straight into paying for the sleeves and the mats of the beautiful KOTE 9 art, going on to the going on the KOTE 9 that we're going to go back to the community.
Yep. So the winning team of the top cup will get 3 mats and a set of is it 40 sleeves each? 36 sleeves each. Yeah, with this wonderful artwork on it. And
I might send a few more just to make sure that I haven't gotten too many lying around here.
Yeah, that's make good use of it. And there's only 6 or 7 of these mats ever made. I've forgotten the exact number.
There's 6. There's going to be 1 given away during the top cut, 3 to the winners. 1's going out to Josie at some point this week, the artist, and you basically went, yeah, the last one's mine.
Ah, you said, do you want it? I said, hell yes. So
I didn't say I wanted it. You went, I'm having it.
I think I said, how much do you want me to pay for it?
Yeah, it's like, how much do you want for that last one? It's like, yeah, okay, you called dibs.
So yeah, we'll share custody. So we're looking forward to it. In addition to these prizes, 1 second, just let me make work disappear. In addition to this, we have some other prizes. This is not open to the teams in the international group, and I'm sure there'll be some complaints about that because some of the teams didn't choose to be in there. But the highest final position, this is open to that group as well. The highest final position Asia Pacific group will win 3 Dark Tidings decks. The highest European team, the highest scoring European team at the end of the group stage will get 3 decks of their choice, or whatever I can get access. And the highest team from North and South America at the end of the group stages will get 3 decks. Jupiter has kindly donated the decks for North America. I'm donating the decks, these aren't sponsored, for Europe. And Twin Spade from Indonesia is donating the decks for Asia Pacific.
Now, I'm going to blindside you a little bit here.
Oh, God, no.
Are we discounting the buy from the overall scores? Because one group only has 6 members, so everyone in that group is at a disadvantage about getting the highest score.
That's the international group.
That's what I mean. So,
yep.
So in this case, everyone in the international group, someone would have to go 5-0 without losing. Basically, they have to go 5-0 to even stand a chance, and even then they might lose out.
How about this, Brett? You and I will discuss that one offline because it's not something I thought about yet because we didn't know what the final numbers were.
That's why I said I'm going to blindside you.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll come back with the right answer for that. Maybe we'll just do another 3 to the top.
Do you also want to sort my camera
out? Well, I'll just go back to this page. So that is the rules. So we're going to stop now for a second, let you guys have a think about it, and go through the news. And go through the news. So we have got a couple of bits of news. So the first one is AFK are here again today. Do you have the AFK notes? I have the AFK notes. So
someone has the AFK.
So this week AFK is, as everyone, it's Tuesday event. They have teams of 2 players. For their deck, there's a choice of either Dark Tiding and its evil twin. Only one of them must be owned by the team. Or choose 2 decks in the same set, having the same 3 houses, maximum size of 73. Team will then play one against each other and score as many points as points as their forged keys. The ban list, however, is only Genkai decks. Only decks that both have Master Generosity and Key Abduction are forbidden. The prize pack is a Bimble Bang Bang prize kit, which I thought was the Store Championship kits. Is that correct?
Store Championship kit from 2019?
Jesus. Well, yeah, there hasn't been. We haven't had a Store Championship since. We haven't barely been to play.
So, well, no, there was the Crash Mulligan ones that some stores were able to get out before.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back onto this. Sorry, make it work. So, in the end, this is the only news we have, I believe, or have I missed that in our notes? Oh yes, and in Malaysia,
the Malaysia event, yeah.
Malaysia, in the unlikely event anyone here is in Malaysia, but hopefully there are someone, and we should have more information over the next 2 weeks about this. Starting this Friday, I believe, they are doing a week-long tournament, ending in a top 4 cut. To celebrate International Tabletop Day, which I believe is this weekend, apparently for them at least, so they told me. This starts May the 28th in 3 days' time, and then there'll be prizes to top cut, and we will begin the results off them not next week, but the week after. So yeah, so that's all the news we have this week. Remember, guys, keep your news coming. Any events coming, whether local or big. But we're always keen to keep sharing. I suppose you want your camera back. So, we're now at 20 minutes in. We're at 15 viewers.
Just going to see if I can pull up who won the KFPL event. I think it was Ugluk.
The legend that is Ugluk.
Why are you doing it?
Hey, Lethos, your art is
anyway,
amazing. Lethos, if you have, I don't know, a DeviantArt or something else, a link you want us to share so other people see work you've done or commissions you've done or buy some of your work, man, just put the link into the chat. We want to make sure you get the recognition, at least something. Ugluk didn't win anything. Well, did he win it in his sleep?
Eugene Jalf went 6-0. I don't know how it went from there, but I know Karen from the Final Swindle did really well in the top cut. I can only see where it's actually on the Dex Keyfoot site, but it looked like to be a really good event. I know a couple of people ended up with some really bad decks and had to sort of push their way a little bit.
That's how Seal goes.
Whenever it comes to like a single player event, my head immediately either goes Ugluk or Aurora won it. And I don't think Aurora took part of that one.
Nah, I haven't seen Aurora for a while. And Kristoff, no, that is actually my normal typing speed. Yes, there's a shit ton of mistakes in it, but it gets quick enough. Ugluk went 1 to 5. Wow, that's my normal track record for events. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the power of Dark Tidings. You either get a really good deck or you get a really bad deck.
Well, it's part of every new set while you get used to it. I mean, but I think the time has come. We shouldn't delay this any longer. We're going to go through the houses. So what we're going to do first is we've got to go through the videos for each, a quick introduction to each group. Then we will walk through the site and go through the entries.
I always get worried about looking at someone's DeviantArt because DeviantArt is a very scary place to go to.
It's not if you're innocent like me. And don't go there. But right, so we're going to start going through the groups. So I hope everyone's ready. If they haven't already looked at the site, I hope you haven't.
McCree! It's a Murloc McCree. It's a Murloc McCree. Yes. Yes, I am all for Murloc McCree.
Have I missed something? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Josie's boyfriend's...
Carlos's.
DeviantArt, and basically there's quite a few Murlocs from Blizzard's World of Warcraft, and he's got a picture of McCree as a Murloc.
How's that? Is that a bit clearer? For those wondering why Brett is shouting out. So this is Carlos. Carlos is the illustrator who's the other half of Josie, or the partner of Josie, who's
and did a lot of helped out quite a bit on the KOTE 9 art.
Well, to be frank, they're both amazing. They are both absolutely two amazing people. Wow, and you sculpt as well. Wow. No, that's someone else. That's Mark Newman. Sorry, my mistake. But no, that is awesome.
But there's Murloc McCree, and my wife is a big fan of Murlocs.
Cool. All right, guys. So we're gonna start going through the videos, and we're just gonna go through the videos quickly, and then we'll walk through the teams and everything.
It's gonna be a fairly shorter stream than usual today. But that's going to be made up for next week when we've got Reversal to watch, and Reversal is such a slow format.
We'll see how it goes. So
I cannot stress how much I hate Reversal.
trust me, you can. You do every week.
Ah.
So I'm going to start this off. I hope that was all the houses gone through.
Yeah.
So we're now going to walk through them all a little bit slower, so we're not rushing people. But we wanted to just give people a sense of what was coming.
My only issue with the groupings is that BLVD Vampire Time is in Group Shadows, and one of their members, Vampire Polite, is a massive Mars fan, and he's going to be very upset that he isn't in the Mars group.
Oh, I can believe it. I can believe it.
If I'd have been in control of groups, he'd have been in Mars.
If you just told me like 20 minutes earlier, you would have been in Mars. So when it comes to groups, there's one thing I want to add here, guys, is the groups, I physically work out who goes in which group. And I try and do this basing on with the standing from the previous top cut. I then also generate the pairings for the whole time. So Brett and I know the pairings for the next 6 rounds.
Yeah.
The one thing I've done this week, and I'm not going to say which team this was, but one team has requested that if they had the buy to have it on one particular week, which is week 2. And so I will be honest and say I have fixed it so they have the buy on week 2 because one of the players was disappearing. Now, why am I telling you all this? I'm telling this so we can be open and honest and it doesn't get found out. But we're trying to do the best here to fit our players in. And they told me ahead of time that they needed this week because they have 8 days where they're not available. So I didn't tell Brett.
I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
I'll be impressed if you work it out. I mean, it's not impossible.
Well, it's no one in Sanctum.
Really?
Well, they haven't got a buy.
Any excuse. Well, let's go through.
My gut is saying that it's either Reap Out or the Hamburg Atlanteans 2.
We will discuss it. We'll go through. I'll tell you when we get through the video. So what we have here is this is the normal stand-up that the other teams will be used to seeing by now. Hopefully you've zoomed in so you can see it a bit better. We just want to talk through the site a little bit, then we'll go through the teams. So when you come here, you can search for a team up here, or you can click on the links from here. Inside each team is we will, in 1 hour and 35 minutes-ish, the decks will be revealed. You can see the current SAS. This is the first round pairings. So we need to have, for round 1, what is the format you want your opponent's deck to use. So what you'll do is, if you're a part of Com Officer Satu, you will go to Saigon Papillion's site page. You will look at their decks when they're revealed in 90 minutes. And then you'll decide which format each one is, and then you'll come here. You'll say, okay, I am Com Officer Satu, and this I am playing Sagian in round 1, and I want the captain to be playing their captain to be playing Archon, the opponent blue to be Reversal, and their red to be Short Adaptive, and then you can submit it.
Yeah.
And of course, that now means that I've got to delete it from the database in a minute.
And make sure you put the correct round, or it'll mess it up a little bit.
We haven't got any safety net checking in there yet. That will be added over time. And then, in precisely 5 to 10 minutes, it will appear here. And we'll come back here at the end to show you how it looks. It just takes a few minutes to process. So the other thing to point out is all this information over here, current event, and then if you go to some of it, say Sloppy Labworks page, you can see they've got a little bit more set up. So they've got their logo, they've got their KOTE 5 award, they've got a bio, and any videos. Now these shouldn't have to just be KOTE videos. Any videos that are related to KOTE, any videos that you want to advertise, just give us the links. We will get them on here. We were getting a bit crap about doing it towards the end last event, so we need to find a better way. But we link all the videos here so we can share all the team information in one place. So if you are brothers in battle and you're playing Sloppy Lab Work, you can watch these videos to get an understanding of how everything fits together. And for the six of you,
it's quite good in events where decks don't change, because you after I feature the first round game, if you're playing them in round 3, you can go back, you can watch the videos of how, say, the captain's deck did in Archon, and go, okay, maybe we should put that one into reverse, maybe we should put that one into short adaptive, because it's clear they know how to play that deck really well. This is where the sort of head game level comes into it, having this kind of past information.
But also, yeah, and you can see how many events these guys have been in. So Sloppy Lab Work started in KOTE 5, they've won KOTE 5, and they've not won since, but they've done good.
They've done really well. I think KOTE 8 is the first time they haven't made it into the top cut.
Yeah, and to all 6 of you who've moaned multiple times to me, this is now in order. 8 and 7 used to be the wrong way round. That is now fixed. It took me like 10 seconds, but I didn't care enough before, as I was changing other things. The only other thing to add here is we still have this concept of side pots. Now, side pots don't mean anything. Side pots are here solely just to allow us to compare the scores of teams. And I might do a side pot for Europe and a side pot for the Americas, because there's only one AP team at the moment, just to see who's top of the list. But the key thing here is you can see straight away, these are all the new players, so I like putting all the new players together so all the people who are less experienced with KOTE can see how they stack up against each other.
Well, it can also be quite daunting to go out quite early or not to make the top cut. But and also if you're just playing a lot of teams and you go to their play style and you see they've played in like all 9 KOTEs, but then you can go to the side pot, you can see you're doing quite well relative to other new teams. And that can give you a little bit more motivation and can keep you going a little bit.
Yeah. And the other thing is we can create custom side pots. So last time we did some for Archon's Corner and a few others. This time I've carried over the French one. So these are the AFK teams. These are in different groups because we have 3 European groups. Groups. 3 or 4 European groups. 3 European groups. 3 European, 3 American, 1 international, 1 AP. And so these guys can then compare each other how they're doing. Now, yes, for those who are fussy, Forget and Switch isn't technically part of AFK, but we don't talk about that. So if you'd like your own side pot for a certain set of teams, say all the teams in the US or all the teams in Germany or something like that, just let me know. I can easily put one together. It's not too hard.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're now going to walk through the results here. Now, again, as ever, if you find any issues here, please reach out to me and I will do my best to get them fixed. We are going to release the round 2 pairings in 90 minutes. Why in 90 minutes, you may ask? Didn't want to distract the stream with them. Because we want to focus on round 1. And for round 1, everyone has 48 hours to submit the formats that the opponent decks will be using. And that's the key thing here. So, let's start off here at the top. Which is... I've made a mistake somewhere. Give me 1 second. I don't have the correct list of teams in front of me with all the correct player names. Why is that?
Which one team are you looking for?
There's no just case they're in the order. I pasted the group list in, and the teams are in the wrong order. So give me 1 second. They will be in the right order.
So, guys. So, does anyone in the chat have any questions? Anything they'd like to say? Just anything really. But KOTE 9, the Morai format, aka Free Fates. We're really looking forward to it. We're looking forward to see what decks people have brought. I don't think we've had a look at any of the decks so far.
No. Not beyond Saz number.
Chris is kind of worried about the Mars group, and that's fair enough. You've got Hamburg Atlanteans 1, who were finished 4th in their group in KOTE 8, but made it all the way to the finals. You've got Can't Touch This, the Wolfpack, who are hungry to get that win to match their Aces counterpart. French Imps, who have always been a strong Tiki Frogs, who after losing the first one, after winning top 5 of their first event, came back and made it to the top cut of the next event. When does round 1 officially start? So round 1 will start the moment the pairings are released. However, both teams need to have submitted what the other team's going to be playing, and this is where the delays might come in. The quicker you can get the format suggestions in, that's why we do recommend getting them done quickly. The quicker you can begin to practice, the quicker you can get your team ready, and the quicker you can actually get your games played. So as soon as those pairings get up, you should be looking, you should be talking with your team. You should then decide this deck's playing Reversal, this deck's playing Archon, and this deck's playing Short Adaptive. Get that form submitted, and then you can basically start nagging your opponents to do the same. Once your opponents have done it, get your test games in, get your team discussions going about how to play the matchup, and then play the games by yourself. No coaching.
Yeah, that's the thanks for stalling that so perfectly there, man. So just coming in here, and the last thing to say is, if teams haven't submitted by the Monday before the round starts on each Tuesday, with ignoring round 1, we will randomly assign who does which.
Yeah, so say it is going off what's on the screen. Say it's Senseless and D20 Primus. If D20 Primus have submitted their forms, but Senseless hasn't, basically me and Chris will just randomly throw a dart at a board, and D Primus's decks will be given the randomized format, and those games will have to be played out. I know that doesn't give you a lot of time to get it done, but we can, unlike with Swiss, we can technically do extensions on rounds because it's round robin. Mm-hmm. So as long as all the games are done by round 6, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, we'd like to get it to keep up with it.
Yeah, we like to keep up with like teams to be able to track whether they are winning ins and stuff. So this is like a worst case scenario. But given that it's kind of good that we have got the smaller numbers, because it means that we can focus more on the teams we've got and keep on top of you guys. And I'm sure Chris is going to be able to get a form set up that will be able to remind you that you need to get your decks, your format submissions in.
Yeah, that's like tomorrow's job.
Exactly.
So one last thing to say is, as we go through this every week, we generally quickly at the end of the stream go through the current standings. One of the things Brett always is looking for is who should we treat as our featured game. Now, we do try and do, there's 7 rounds, 6 rounds.
The 6 rounds this time.
We have 8 groups, so unfortunately that does mean we can't do one from every group. We will do one feature game from each group, and at least one from AP, one from Europe, and one from the Americas. And when I say Americas, I mean the USA, Canada, and South America, which is Brazil and Argentina. We have teams from. And one for the international group. So we do try and keep that varied. But if you see a pairing coming up that you're particularly interested in, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to take suggestions, and then we can go.
For example, in Group Mars, I'm going to be looking out for when Hamburg Atlanteans, the Wolfpack, and our No Kangafans in Austria face off, because that is going to be a hell of a game.
I'm sure.
Either one of those 3 facing each other could be a very good game. And in KOTE 8, I had the Cute versus Five Eyes Classified game bookmarked for recording from week 1, and it was a week 7 game.
Oh god, yes! You were so excited about that.
I was really excited for that. I was good to see how that went down. It's great to see when big celebrities in the community such as Jupiter and Aurora go against each other. It's the same as why I've got looking at Can't Touch This and the Hamburg Atlanteans, because it's a rematch from KOTE 7 finals. Not the same Can't Touch This team, but it's still going to be a nice little grudge match.
I don't hate you, Kristoff, just like causing you pain. It's not quite the same. It's similar. So let's start off going through this. So we've got 55 teams to go. We're going to start off with Sentinelers. Sentinelers here are our Malaysian team. They are actually the Sentinelers board game shop in Kuala Lumpur, I believe. He'll tell me off later if I get it wrong. But these are the guys who are running the week-long event for Tabletop Day. This is the Captain Kiera, blue player Meng, and Ivan, the red player. These guys will be playing D20 Muck. Then we come down to Com Officer Dua. Com Officer Dua and Com Officer Sachu are both Indonesian teams. We have one of our new mods, Twin Spade on Marcel, who is from Indonesia, and he is in the Dua team. No, Satu team. So
Ho Chi Minh Keyforge Bros.
Ho Chi Minh Keyforge Bros. These used to be HKB in the last event, and I absolutely loved playing them.
The only issue I have is they've capitalised the F in Keyforge.
That's the only issue you have. Oh,
That's the only issue I have with that name. Is the capitalised F in Keyforge.
You're not the one who's got to try and fit into a little box at the bracket stage. But that's a problem for 7 weeks away. But yeah.
So that's what HKB means. I always thought it was like Hong Kong badasses or something.
I thought it was Hong Kong badasses as they were in Vietnam.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no,
yeah.
it's Ho Chi Minh Keyforge Bros.
So yeah, so we jumped to the head level. So the D20 Primus, let's jump back a little. D20 Primus, this is from Vietnam. This is Rikyu or Emperor Rikyu. Now a seasoned regular here. Bu Vuana. I apologise for everyone's names I'm about to mispronounce. I know Not Tonight loves me doing it. And Angon Dong. Then we have the D20 Mercs, who was Long Hoang, who goes by Skidtail 110. Pham Ngok Ming, who goes by Green Rin. And Hu Fu, who goes by Warzone 96. Then we get to the Hai Chai Mai Keyforge Bros, which is Hai Bua. It's actually, I'd love to see that. Kua or Kain Tai. And then we have Ming Hong or God. So I wonder if the first time it was HK and then had a different player who was the third player who was the B. That would make sense. Then we had the Saigon Philippon, which is interesting because Saigon is now called Ho Chi. No, Saigon's no longer called Saigon. Saigon's now called...
Chat have quite rightly pointed out that Keyforge is actually supposed to be capitalised F.
Yes, as you can see on all the places we've written Keyforge. Both of them.
Well, yeah, but in like those stuff, it's all capitalised. But I'm on the FFG website and it's literally capitalised the F in Forge. It hurts.
Okay, man, we'll get you some help. We're going to move on now, just in the interest of time. Now we're going to move on to Logos. So, for Trevor, this is one of our Americas groups. We're going to start with the ABR Old Paddy's Evil Triplets. Poor buggers. Triplets. Never mind if they're evil. So this is Ned Mike, this is Slanka and Disnus. ABR's regular occurrence have a couple of teams of them on these events. They'll be playing Forja Dovicada, who promised me a year ago that they'll tell me how to pronounce their team name. Then we have Brothers in Battle, who is Matthew Steiner, who's Dino, Gamity, and Squishy Putty. And then we have Coast to Coast, another regular, Todd Williamson or Oceanside L, Alexander Waisbury, and Dan Waisbury. Then we have Forja Covagada from Argentina, who's Chope, Adrian Totti, and Juan Ibra. Moving on to Midwest Martians. I believe these are the guys that came top 4 in the last event.
Yeah, the Midwest Martians need Amber. They've shortened down the name a little bit.
Yep. Let's hope it's the same team, because they're listed the same team. This is Grishhammer, Oot the Monk, and Tooth and Carnage.
It is, yeah, because we record them in the top 4.
Sweet. Then we have Sloppy Lab Work, who's JT Russell, one of our patrons. So if
ST Russell, JT Russell, ST Russell, and Funky Monkey Monk.
Well done, man. Well done.
But they've been in so many recordings and top cutted so many times. I know their team off by heart.
I'll test you next week. So Team Stats LP. This is Dan Smith or Dr. Sheep. This is Zed Smith or Big Z, and this is Nathan Westlake. Great guys. We have the founder of Dexter Keyforge here playing with us. So great
Big
to see
Z was part of the AC regulars who did really well in the top cut. They made it into the top cut of KOTE 9 and actually won the AC side pot. So, because when I was speaking to them about returning, they were saying that basically Big Z was playing in the SAS team, and they lost one of their big guns.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry to see they're not back, to be honest. We need to fix the Logos banner. I must have broken that this morning. So, moving on to Mars. This is one of our you have broken the Mars banner too. I know what I've done. Moving on to Mars, I'll fix the banner later.
The Mars group, Kristoffs' hated group.
It's not that bad a group. Key Frogs, who came top 8 last time.
Yep, they did really well.
They were knocked out by the overall champions. Key Frogs, who... Well,
I think that's a hell of a game if you...
yeah.
The captain's game was so long and so grindy. It just one misplay cost... Basically, one misplay cost Key Frogs knocking out the champions early.
Yeah, I can believe it. So what we have here is we have Can't Touch This, the Wolfpack. We're going to go who is not tonight, who's one of our legendary quizzers. If you go in here, you'll see they have the quiz award. We then have, that's not tonight, we have Sorius Antonius, and we have Mike F. Swan, or Crusader. Then we have Hamburg Atlanteans, who is of course Julian, key to Hamburg, Dario, or Lorenzo. And we have Christian. Great to see these guys back. These guys were the guys who came runner-up in the last event. They came runner-up in the event before. They won. See, let's just check this. I'm not sure if that was... So they came second place. They won cut 2.
They won 6, they finaled 7, and they finaled 8.
It's actually Hamburg Atlanteans 2 that finaled 7.
The Hamburg Atlanteans roster changes with every event, so
yes, they randomly
there'll be players
select it.
they'll be playing each one.
Yeah, they randomly select it, so bravely.
Yeah, no new team members. So the Hamburg Atlanteans as a collective have done the same as when I was talking like Can't Touch This versus Hamburg Atlanteans is a grudge match. I'm more talking about the overall teams as opposed to the smaller conglomerates coming in here.
Yeah, and we've only got one Can't Touch This in this. Can't touch This, the Wolfpack, because half the teams have exams this season. So sensibly they're focusing on that. Cannot argue with that one. So we're going to move on to Key Frogs. This is Torval.
Sorry, Key Frogs, yeah.
No. So Key Frogs, we're going to do Torval. We've got Patrick or Pinata, and we have Carl Larsson or Das Mostadal, which I think is Danish model. Is the Key Frogs team. Do you want to jump in here?
Yeah, the Key Frogs, amazing players. They stream every Sunday, and they've even got a reward on their stream after 5k viewer points. You can get their new Key Frogs playmat signed, and they'll write it down there. I have currently had it signed 3 times. One with my name, one with KOTE, and one with Carl likes the boiled bread.
What?
Which is a reference to their game in KOTE 8.
Okay then. So the awesome guys, awesome streamers. If you want to see how they play and you're in this group, Kristoff, watch their streams every Sunday and you'll get some hints.
Oh yeah, they test out they use their streams to test out KOTE 8 decks. It gave away a lot of information, but they had a lot of fun.
And at the end of the day, that's what we're here first of all.
Exactly.
So No Kampfman's Austria, another legendary team, another team that dates all the way back to KOTE 1. I mean, there's only 2 teams that go back further, and neither of them are playing in this event. Unfortunately, one of them's my team. No Kampfman's Austria. This is Kristoff, Stefan, and Adam. And the main difference between this season and the last season is last week everyone was based in Germany for the No Kampfman's in Austria team. So good to see you're back in Austria, guys. Now we come on to our first UK team. We only have 2 UK teams, but we are going to be supporting them through everything, thick and thin. SCS Steelers. SCS Steelers is Simon Roadhouse, who's one of our mods. Fabled Alpaca. Sean, who's Keyforge Duck. And Peter Brighton, who's Banther 2. Again, another regulars, great to see them here. Then we have the French Imp, who's part of the French community. Sabash, JK06, and Thotos Slithis. And finally, we have Amberium, a name that always confuses whichever way I do alphabetical ordering. In Portugal, Sergio Santos, the legendary Felipe Goncalves, and Manuel Vicente. These are a really high-profile. Well, they got Felipe and Jay Felipe again. These are great players. And
what position is Jay Philippa. In what position is Felipe playing in Amber Minimum?
Blue.
And what position is Lorenzo playing in Hamburg Atlanteans 1?
Blue.
We can have a KFBL rematch.
I'm
The
sure.
KFBL finals with Felipe versus Lorenzo. We can have a rematch.
Let me just sort of sneakily look when that's going to be, because it's going to bug me now. Which one we're on Mars?
When is that? Week 3.
No, it's not.
Ooh.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, that's French.
No, it's not. I was going to get
That
confused.
is
Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Week 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
Week 6.
Oh, there's 7 rounds. Cool. I can do it.
Yeah, there is. I've
Continue
got
to
the
buy,
buys, yeah. So week 6. So that's that's week 6 sorted. So anyone else won't be on the featured game for the top cut. Apologies.
As much fun as Hamburg Luncheons 1 or Kansas City would be, I've got to get the rematch. I'm going to get the KFBL rematch. That seems like fun.
Well, we've made his day. So now we're going to go on to Sanctum.
We've made Filippo and Lorenzo have flashbacks to KFBL.
So Sanctum is our international group. What does the international group mean? So what happens is any teams that have declared that they are from multiple countries, more than just US and Canada, because then you become American. I apologise, but yeah.
Oh fuck!
Language.
They might not be playing off against each other because it's formats, not colours.
Yep, that is a fair point.
Ah, my head just worked it out. No.
You sit there crying in the background.
I will do,
because we only had 2 international teams this time. We took in the last 4 teams who were all prepared to play in an international group. So when you signed up, you said, "Do you mind being in an international group?" And these 4
Did
teams.
you not get the updated list?
Is that to me or someone else?
To you. Hamburg Atlanteans 3 wanted to be in an international group, were available to play in an international group as well.
They were available, but they weren't. These guys signed up afterwards.
Okay.
I can move them, but I'd rather not because that's more paperwork. So Baguette, switch.
I was double checking you got it because they messaged me saying they filled out the form wrong.
Okay, that's fine. We've done it now. Yeah, but
And I updated the form manually.
Yes, it was updated, but we already had 3 European groups, so I could spread them out nicely.
Okay. Yeah, so I was double checking.
No. So we have Baguette and Switch. This is where Liptox, who does all the AFK promotion, though not part of AFK, and all our metrics. So every week, with the exception of this week, he puts a few slides together to go through the metrics of the decks. It's been a little easier the last 2 events because there's a lot more decks to look at. Well, yeah, the challenge he has now is he's not quite sure what to say every week. So that's going to be interesting. Any particular metrics that you're interested in, let us know. We'll pass it on, or reach out to him directly on Discord.
I was wondering why I wasn't noticing the follows because the alert box isn't set up. Well, thank you, Jake, for the follow, and Olgar for the follow. Cosmic Coffee, thanks for the follow as well.
So, guys, I haven't got the chat open in front of me. I'll just open it now. So, welcome Team Rocket Boots. Welcome anyone else new I've missed. Mr. Russell, good to see you here as well as John. But anyway, Strange Gizbos, this is one of our... There we go. We're getting switched, that's in order. So Liptops, Roselle and Orpheus, great to have you guys back. We have AB, our youngest bear, Andrew Van Deer, Pete Hardy and Stuart Hughes. We have Madrid Archons from Madrid, who literally messaged me at midnight last night saying, "Shit, we completely forgot we had to sign up. We've submitted it. Is that a problem?" And I went, "Yeah, it's fine." the deadline is very much so I don't have everyone submitting at 5 o'clock on Tuesday. But they're very apologetic and very excited to be back. I think I met these guys when I played in Madrid probably 18 months ago now. It was awesome. So that is Crimson. That is Crimson Tutofe, and I can't work out how to pronounce that name. Valmy. Then we have So Salty. It's the legendary, the one and only Ultimo Fox, who's on the stream every week. He's on the stream now. You want to be a British team now? Okay, you can be a British team, Ultimo Fox. We respect that. If it's not updated by tomorrow, let me know. I'm just on the wrong view for it right now. Ultimo Fox.
mean, why would you want to be British if you could be Norwegian?
I'm thinking lower tax is about the only thing I've got. It's warmer. In Britain, you can't walk on top of the Opera House. The Rock Bar in Oslo closed down, so that's a bad thing.
But they do have the the Nobel Peace Prize Museum, which is absolutely amazing.
Oh, it is, yeah.
They've got a beautiful statue garden on the other side, on the right side of Oslo.
Yep, been there.
Yeah.
I was stuck in Oslo for several months.
Oh damn! I just went there for a couple of weeks.
What else? They also have, in my opinion, the best Hard Rock Cafe chicken wings in the world. All good things. I hope everyone is realizing when you're stuck there for 3 weeks with no car. And most of the cars are Model S Teslas in taxis. But anyway, we digress. We have Carlos Red Panda, and we have Lozazo. Right. So we are getting all the subscriptions today.
Follows.
Sorry, all the follows today. So then we have I forgot that was strange. So now on to Strange Gizmos. This is random. I love the name. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the name of my computer. KRNL Chrissy, and we have the legendary Shepaku. And finally, we have a new Final Swindle team: Jason, the Captain Kirk, Tyler or Bingo, and Woodrow or Woodrow Phalanx or Phalanx Strike.
Speaking of which, we need to double check that Woodrow and Karen are okay to carry on the deck analysis that they did last.
Yes.
So amazing play for us.
I hope they are. I briefly chatted to them, but I haven't spoken to them for a while. So let's.
Jason, the Captain Kirk is an absolutely amazing name. He joined the Discord today. I absolutely love that name.
Oh, it's good to see. So, and that is the end of the Sanctum group. So we're going to move on to the next group of Saurians.
Which would be Saurians.
So who is the player, or which team were they in, the guy who absolutely hated dinosaurs?
Oh, that was Solar.
Oh, yeah. That's a shame. We need to make sure he's in the dinosaur group if he ever comes back. Well, maybe not. So here we have another European group with another UK team in, Manchester Mavericks. Manchester Mavericks, who will be top of this group in about 90 minutes.
Apparently a lot of people in the chat hate it.
I don't blame them. Jason, the Captain Kirk. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I can see why. As a big Trekkie, everyone hates the dinosaurs. I don't hate them, but I understand everyone's dislike, and I'd much rather play AOA sealed.
Also check out the Captain's Deck. There's some amazing streams on YouTube content. I've seen them streaming on there. I haven't just unfortunately not got around to actually watching it. But from what I can see, it looks like it. From what I've caught glimpses on Twitch, it seems to be a very high production value event.
Awesome. And if we can help you cross promote or anything, man, let us know. We're all about building a community here, not just self-serving bastards as I want to be. I'm trying to be a good boy. So, moving on to Bootcamp X. This is another legendary German team, Tuvak 4X, who is the captain. We have Bene, the blue, and we have Mates, the red. Then we have Crazy Killing Aubergine. I just look at this name, and I will never forget the time we pinged Carl, who from CKM, saying, we have a team called this. And he went, that's awesome. Okay, we don't have to tell them to change their name.
Let's chat later. Awesome. Yeah, drop us a Discord message, buddy. I love Crazy Killing Aubergine. I'm pretty sure the name was what got them featured when they went up against Crazy Killing the SES Steelers, which had Crazy Killing Machine on it.
100%. No, it's not enough for debate. So anyway, Crazy Killing Aubergine. So that's Diandes, Diogocpg, and Kidamats. I can't believe I got disrespected on my HD TV, Carlos. Okay, I don't know what that part of the conversation is coming from. Then we have Hamburg Atlanteans 2.
HD TV, what is this, 2010? Go get a 4K TV. They're like 20 quid now.
I don't have a 4K TV, but then I don't really watch TV. I've got 2 4K screens on my computer.
My phone is due for upgrade. I'm getting a 4K phone.
Yeah, I've got a 4K phone, but I don't have a 4K TV. So, Hamburg Atlanteans 2, the only reason I clicked it by accident was I wanted to check their new logo was rendering correctly, because I had to do that earlier today.
It is a beautiful logo.
It is. And guys, if you want to purchase your own logo, Carlos. Carlos, Josie and her boyfriend do take commissions. It's not that it is for cash. So they do want a few quid. Carlos.
And if you do want to get your own Coat 9 sleeves or playmats, if you don't win these ones, Josie will sell you the artwork file for you to be able to go make your own as well. Same as we did in Coat 7 and in Coat 8.
And let me be clear here, this is not 5-10 quid, this is full rights to reproduce it as you see fit.
Yeah.
For reproduction uses, but not for profiting off, I think is how she positions it.
Charles works too.
Cheers, Charles. But yeah, so she's
I'm going to go with Chuck. You know, Chuck.
Josie's other half I'll stick with. Josie, but I know they did the logo for Sloppy Labwick USA and any others, and so I think it's sort of a few tens of dollars they're looking for if you want them to do your own customized logo. So Camber Glances 2, this is John Lang, Eerie Daly, and Kiwi. Then we have
Eerie or is it Eerie or Eerie?
It's Eerie. It's Eerie and Kiwi.
Kiwi.
The two different players. And now we move on to Keyforge Granada. Now, I've got a soft spot for Jose from Keyforge Granada. Whether it's the fact that he's the only prize I posted out that didn't arrive, I had to redo it, and they got sent back to me. But Jose is an awesome guy, great players, and also the fact that the one time they won the second cut, he copy and pasted the entire lyrics to "We Are the Champions" for winning the second cut into the result form, which made my day.
Aren't Keyforge Granada the finalists of the Coat Zero event as well? Like one of the first team.
No, that was a different Keyforge Spanish island team. Celefama. We've never heard from them since Coat Zero. I mean, team that's older won.
How did you beat them?
Well, they lost all their matches and we won all our matches because it was one match played. I think we lost the first 3 and won the next 4 or something like that.
Oof.
But I met them in the Madrid Vault Tour. It was awesome. Right, so that's Jose, that's Campos White and Super Kango. Now moving on to Manchester Mavericks. This is a UK team. Andrew Conn, the legend, another one of our quiz behemoths. We have Vince Turner and Rick Owen. Great to have you guys back. And then finally, the Fellowship of the Archons. This is a new team from Sweden, and I think they are our first Swedish team, though I may be wrong. So we got
we've had Swedish members in Final Swindle and in other teams. I think this is one of our first full-on Swedish teams, and the Swedish community. I've seen them on TCO and other things. The Swedish community are hardcore. Pretty much all their games are just pure 100% try-hard competitive. I expect great things from these guys.
Awesome. I can't wait to see them play. So this is Lyda Sorman, we have Jonas Akblom or Sozox, and then we have Christian Versagide or Slike. And finally in this group we have Zion's Crew from Italy. It's always great to have more Italian teams.
Is it Zions or Zions?
I think at this point you're in are you north of England or south of England sort of conversation. It's not
even an English team, so who knows?
Yeah, that makes it even worse. This is Xander, Neo 3030, and Arch 17. Great to have you guys as well. So that completes this Saurian group. We're going to jump onto Shadows.
Now, Shadows is what the lovely Jake Fraud was just talking about. He's saying that that Rocket Boots are gonna completely clean sweep this group. However, this is one of these groups that looks very tasty.
Oh yes, and I will apologise for one of the flags being wrong. I will fix that after this session, but we'll cut that. So fill up with
North or Southampton of Watford, or south of Watford. West of? I'm going to say west of Watford, really.
Let me be very clear here, the Captain Dirk, and I'm sorry for derailing here. When we say Watford, the north or south of Watford, we mean very clearly Watford Gap, not Watford Town. These are very different things. Watford Gap is a hamlet of about 12 houses in the middle of the country, an hour north of Watford Town, that no one has heard of apart from people like me who grew up in the village next door and used to walk there. And I always got confused, why is there this strange city called Watford that everyone compared to? No, Watford Gap's there. So if you're from the south of Watford Gap, as neither of us are, but both of us now do live, then yes, you are from the south. If you are north of
Oh,
Watford Gap,
Wigan, I don't even know what the Watford Gap is.
it's like him who's like somewhere where there are dragons up north, or in my case, I think I worked out 17 metres north of it. We are northerners, but then we both moved to the south for a variety of reasons.
And then you talk to someone from Newcastle who says they're from the true north, and you just ignore them.
And then you talk to my neighbour who thinks Winchester is in the north. But anyway, sorry, it's a bit distracted there. Boulevard Vampire Time. Place and Time is their captain. Boulevard Blake is the blue player's name.
They're not going to clean sweep the group. They're specifically targeting Team Kip.
Okay.
And
how did you know that out of interest?
it's in the chat. I'm marking week 6 for the Rocket Boots Kip game. That's.
Well, let's go through Kip next. We have Keyforge Friday. Sorry, I missed. We have Kyle or Why Not, who's in the chat. We have Pajama Man, and we have Fulgore. Then we move on to Kip, who are the previous champions, the second American team.
Current champions.
Oh, sorry, our current champions. Second American team to win the KOTE event. So they are Eric from Justice Blind. We have Ed or Ubluk, who's in the chat, I believe. And then we have George or Beauregard, who's their new player this time. I don't believe he was there last time. So good luck, guys.
Mr. Titus not playing this time?
No, he's not.
Oh.
Or that, or he's somewhere else.
No, that's
Top
really
Q champs is greater than top cut champs. Anyway, yes, Fulgore, I completely agree with you. Then we have Pampaka Bicha. Awesome name, but I hate any names with a comma in it because it breaks off. It makes my life a little bit harder. But hey, maybe.
Pampaka Bicha.
Yeah. We have Brian or Woozle. Which is also Bridigier, Ozani, and Mark or Enfernio. These guys are American. They're not Saudi Arabian. That flag will be fixed after the stream today.
Oh.
And then we have Rocket Boots. Rocket Boots have been around a few times now. We have Jeffrey Pinsky, Jake Friedman, and Scott Jackson. Then we have Team Cotsina. This is a legendary Brazilian team. They're always so much fun.
It's just the fact that twice in the top cut they've gone, here's this 66 South deck that just completely blindsides people. It was so good. Team Coxina are really good. I love JCP Lima.
Oh, he's awesome.
Gabriel always brings the funkiest of decks. He's got Team Coxina. I'm always stuck in my head to keep an eye out for him.
Yeah. So this is Gabriel, JPC Lima, and Mark Farrell. That's right. No, Bruno Decknop. I read that wrong. Is that the MG deck? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's the MG deck with the double Mars needs Amber that does not basically just damages your entire board without killing them, and then just keeps putting your Amber on your own creatures. It is nasty.
So now we finally have the Californian Krakens, another new team. Joe Snoff, Jackson Allen, and Mark Farrell. Great to have you guys on board. Okay, we're going to move on. I know you said it's going to be a short stream tonight. I don't think it's going to be that short. We'll get there. So now we move on to the Infallible. This is another American group. So we have Baywitch first. Baywitch.
Did we cover BLVD Vampire Time?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed it.
It was the first one. Sorry.
That's fine.
Cheers, Jake, for watching. Good luck. Get your everything in for 48 hours time for your first round.
Yes. So pairings will go live in an hour.
Well, no, pairings are live.
Pairings are live.
Yeah.
So please get your round 1 selections for your opponent's deck, your formats in as soon as possible. That does not mean just immediately close the stream and go do it now. We still want you to stay here. Just get it done as soon as possible.
But I'll be honest, if there's a choice of you closing the stream and doing it now or forgetting, do it now.
Or just keep us on in the background and go do it anyway. Tabs are a thing.
Really? So we've got Baywitch here. Baywitch, which is led by Julie July, a well-respected player. We have Joe or Castavera.
And one of our patrons.
Oh, she is, yes. So remember, guys.
Yeah, Julie July is one of the people that helped fund this event's prizes.
Mm-hmm. And we have... I've lost where I was now. Joe Castavera and Eric Vorler. Now we have a new team, fatherly owned, John Migneux, or
That's a
Fighting
very
Balloon.
good point, Ultimo. The pairings are live, but the decks don't go live for an hour.
Yes.
Ah.
There was a very good reason for that. If anyone can work it out and DMs me the correct answer, you will win a prize.
So there you go. If you can DM Chris the correct answer as to why the decks are going live an hour after the pairings, you get a prize.
Yep. And it's not a mistake.
Unfortunately, Mr. Kong, you have missed your group.
But I'll have to cycle back for you once we've been through the rest.
Yeah.
Fighting Balloon, who's an old hand, Ricky Rickster, one of our mods, and Ross Bray. So though they're a new team, at least 2 of these guys have been around for a while. I'm not sure if we know Tron 317, but and now Control the League have changed the name to If It Ain't Broke.
I mean, I'll be interested to see their updated logo, because Control the League was quite an interesting one.
Yeah, they don't have a logo. I don't think. Let's have a look, check. Oh no, they do have an updated logo, and I actually love this logo.
Okay.
So this is Zork, Shuragu, and Lucy Bat. Then we move on to again one of the teams I always end up cheering for, and if everyone knows why, please let me know. New York City, Noah Salaway or Virildi, Andrew Marshall or Rick Red, and Jeff Happenheim.
And New York City did really well. I mean, they've been in a few events, but this is the first time. I think that's as far as they got to make it. I think it was top 8, possibly top 4.
They were knocked out by top 8, and they were knocked out by Midwest Martians, who were then knocked out by KIP.
That's the one, yeah.
So yeah, they did really well. They're great guys.
Oh, definitely. I can't. Well, you can say about any of our teams. I can't think of any of our teams that are toxic bad players.
I would just say yes, and we'll discuss this another day.
I don't want to be, and I don't want to be corrected. I want my disillusionment that we've got the best of the community all to ourselves.
we definitely have the best of the community, probably not all to ourselves. So then moving on to Repout, this is Devin Sherburger, or Flaming Hobo. We have Kevin Sereno, and we have the legend that is Dave Corridio.
And it's great to see Flaming Hobo still taking part, as well as being one of the integral members of the ABR League, which is the ABR 5, which is currently underway, which is a hell of a league. So it's going to be quite interesting, and we can't wait to get some updates as to how ABR 5 is going.
Yeah, we look forward to it. And then we have the final swing on Alpha, which is Karen, another one of our mods, who also does our deck breakdowns. We have Sydney, or SCS Steel, who played with Aurora last time, and we have Catlord, who goes by Catlord.
I believe Catlord's a new addition to the team, as well as SCS Steel. Looks like the final swindle have been out there poaching players from other teams. They've been doing some serious recruiting. They've been doing
they have
other teams.
They have tryouts every Sunday.
True. They've got their fortnightly events, and it is a great community. If you do enjoy playing a variant of formats, I do recommend joining the Swindle server. We've got a nice big community in there, and the format, and as we've said before, the format we're playing in KOTE 9 is a format that the Swindle came up with themselves.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully not an unfair advantage. And finally, we have Welsh and Fetchman. You can guess what we have to ask them to rename their team when we demanded every team had family-friendly names. So Welsh and Fetchman, which is K March, Daruk, and Norm Sherman. Great to have these guys back as well. Another old hand. How many events?
Apparently there's a new logo too.
Ooh, is there? Oh, I haven't put the new logo up yet, but that may be on me. I haven't quite updated all the logos yet. But they've been here for 5, 7, 8, and 9. So they've been here for 4 events. This is the 4th event. So we're going to move on now to the final house. This is a European group, if you're lost count. He says, "Come on." We just hit the refresh time. Yeah, I hit I think what? The one bloody.
Oh,
page.
Swindle have got a new logo.
Have they? I have no idea if that's. There was a logo. It's all alpha. Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but I saw it, so I put it up. Untamed does not work. Okay, I will need to sort out Untamed, but I'll go through the teams here.
So, how about if I read out the names, you read out who's in them?
Go for it.
So we got Better Call KOTE.
Better Call Kodo is Pizza 08, Italian Chef, Nuzio, and Fono.
Lichki?
Gluchki is our Ukrainian team. Artem, Slayer Bula, Vova, and Pavlo. They nearly made the playoffs last time, but were knocked out by Hamburg
Yeah, they're
Atlanteans.
really strong team, and getting better with each event. Brain Games LV.
This is another legendary team. In fact, let me pull them up here.
I believe we featured them last season as well, because thanks to the round robin situation,
So,
we were able to give a lot of love to teams we weren't able to before.
and as you can see here, they had one or two events they've been in before. They came second in Coke 3, if I remember correctly.
I think the only, I imagine the only reason they weren't in Coke 1 is because it was primarily UK teams that took part in Coke 1.
Yeah, it was still 30-odd teams, though. That was the impressive part for, I don't know what I'm doing, let's see what happens sort of approach. But this is Renus, Janis, Grunt, and Keyfrogger. Well, who's next on your list?
Next on the list, we've got MTP Sparks.
Well, let's go straight to here then. This is another French team, part of AFK. This is Max Pipoil, Stray, and Gyuto. Okay.
Grizzle Hat's chosen, which is, I believe, captained by Weslad.
I believe so too. Let me just pull it up here. So we have Mike Wazir, Adam Bywater, and Ryan Bywater, who's got what squiggled name is awesome. I've got Hamburg Lanterns 3 next on my list. Is that the same as yours?
Starship Looters for me, but we can go to
Hamburg Lanterns 3. This is Finchmaster, Kif 93, and Vincenzio.
Starship Looters, who did top cut last event. So French teams did really well last time, and as did the American teams. And
Starship Looters is always going to be my favourite logo, because I'm a massive fan of the book and the movie it's based off. So it's interesting to see. So here we have John X, Geiger, or Ilmaster, Star Luton, another Star Luton. I do love that name. And I think that's everyone, or have you missed someone?
I love the fact that movie's just got Neil Patrick Harris in it before he was properly... Like, he was famous for Doogie Howser, but this is like one of his only real movie roles.
Yeah, and he's awesome in it. And finally we have... Oh, we did have Last Lanterns 3.
You could literally put that for any Neil Patrick Harris's work and say he was awesome in it.
Yep, that's fair. So... Just for to help with the little Mr. Kong here, let's just show him where his team is.
It's Sorians.
Oh, I should do it this way. Manchester Mavericks are here with his. You've lost your quiz logo. I need to move it. But they have been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sergio pointed out the exact same thing I pointed out. If Lorenzo and Felipe are both playing the same format, we have a KFBL final rematch.
It's going to be interesting to see. So the one thing I want to go back and do is we just at the start of this we went into come off to duo. Who did we do? Who would we use as our first
duo?
Was it duo we used? Yeah, but
so we have got the Manchester Mavericks in Sorian, and you guys once again get a nice peaceful week because you get the bye.
So it's Konov, Sasatu, and Saigo.
Oh, the group of death.
I would say it's the group of death. I mean, don't think it's going to be easy. So it's actually these guys. So if you can see here,
if I was going to say any group was the group of death, I would probably more be looking at Logos or Shadows. Yeah,
I get that. I think they're all pretty good. Marketing coup by Chris. I wish I was that organised. But what I want to show you here, guys, is this is what we put in at the start of the stream. Here you can see the formats of this is the ones we put in for Common for Satu, who they are playing, and this is what the decks they're using. Now I'll clean up the database in the next few minutes, but if you want to just see it from a slightly bigger view, I also have done this team, which I thought I cleaned up, but I hadn't. And this is how it will look round to round to round, and that is now all disappearing. So if you're looking in about 2 minutes, it will be gone. But that's how it's all going to be seen. So I need to go and fix the Untamed and a few other bits and pieces. So Brett, do you work out who's going to be the bye next week by looking at the stats while we went through? Which team did I officially allow to be the bye next week?
My head is still like my heart is still like somehow thinking Reap Out reach out here.
It's Reap Out. Yeah, it's Reap Out.
it's reap out. Yes, my gut instinct there was reap out. Like, because I don't know if it's just like a hyper-aware thing. Because I've been going over these pairings all day, and I had no idea why Unfathomable changed when it didn't need to.
They all changed, man.
Oh, okay.
They're not all changed significantly.
Oh, what a guess!
Yeah.
I need to go buy a lottery ticket.
So just to be clear, Reapout will have a buy in week 2 in 44 minutes. That will be revealed. So as I said, if anyone wants to DM me and guess why the decks aren't released, there is a valid reason why. If not, I will share it next week. The other question is if anyone would like to guess why we no longer have a Star Alliance group, but I've changed it for Unfathomable. These may be questions in future quizzes. So I may reveal why, because one person.
Yeah, I was wondering why we had the groups the way they were. Because my head was like, is it? Like, it's not even like the active houses because we've got Dis and Mars in there.
Yep. I will explain to you off camera, and then we'll see if anyone can correctly guess why I took it out. Okay.
Things to put in the KOTE 9 quiz at the end, because as anyone who took part in the last quiz is, I'm running kind of dry on questions.
I thought the last question was really good. So, one thing to do before I forget is I need to make sure that Mr. Kong has the correct ward for the correct team for his quiz win back in many months ago. So I'll fix that now. And
a year ago-ish?
It was May last year, so yes, it's over a year I think now. Our first quiz, and apart from that, I'll go away and fix the Untamed. Not tonight. Have you been contacted about your prize deck? Sergio Davison Santos, congratulations, sir. You win, unfortunately, no prize for Why Have I Removed Star Alliance?
Is that correct?
That is correct. The space kept pissing me off and getting in the way. After 4 months of doing this.
Why not just put a dash there then?
Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. That was the problem. The problem is when you're coding websites at the middle of the night, you just do it quickly so you can go to bed. And mistakes were made. So, yeah, so well done, man. I didn't expect anyone to grab it quite that quickly, but that's a really good guess. And I'm just trying to fix up this flag on here.
There we go. I'm going to give Sergio a sub to the channel for answering that question so goddamn quickly.
Well done, sir. Well done. Full marks. So that's all.
No, I forgot that the alert box wasn't there. I don't get to see my amazing new stuff.
I'm sorry, man. Let's put it there now for next time. So, I think that's all we need to go through today.
There we go.
That's all we need to go through today. Guys,
I'm gonna just trigger it myself because I can.
Of course. Yeah, in a few seconds it will come up. So that's all we have for today. Nikki just forged a key. Awesome. I don't know what I was going to say now. So you guys, you've got roughly end of Thursday to get your selections in for what your opponent to play. You must get your games in by midday Monday as ever.
Yeah.
The results link is on the site as ever. We will make sure it's all on Discord, or more actually, Brett and I will be moaned at for not making sure it's all on Discord in the next couple of days, but Brett's probably pinned them already.
Well, the results should already be there. I just need to get the actual form bit done.
Sure.
I'll do that as soon as the stream's done.
And finally, don't forget to get your round 2 formats submitted by Monday as well. We're fairly lenient, guys. I mean, if you come up with even half plausible excuse, we'll let you go. But if you are late week on week, or we're chasing you every week, our patience does run out. But yeah, anything else, guys? The other thing is, in case you haven't noticed today, we have moved the stream an hour earlier. This is for a couple of reasons. Firstly, to mean Brett and I can get to bed before midnight, because things just seem to take longer the more we do, and also because we expect the feature games to be a little bit longer.
Yes, I expect Reversal to go a little bit longer. I expect that decks will be a bit more intricate going down there. And as Chris said, it was primarily because when we started, we started at 9, finishing at 11 pretty much consistently. But the more we do it and the more we get into the games and discussion and the bigger we get, thanks to you guys coming in, watching and chatting to us, the longer this takes.
Yeah, And I've just realised you can see the mess my dog made all over my floor earlier today, which I thought I filtered out. So apologies for that. So yeah, so we're looking forward to continuing with this. Anything you want to see in particular on the show, let us know. Any particular games you want to see, we'll try and see if we can record them. Most importantly, let us know how you're finding it. This is a fun event. This is fun. This is not competitive. Yes, there are prizes. Yes, the prizes are awesome. Don't get me wrong. But the key thing we have here is we're trying to build a community here of happy, casual people. And so please keep feeding back to us with any questions, any comments. Happy to take any feedback. And I will fix the sodding Untamed page shortly.
The only thing I'm going to add is just that, going back to the fact that we were able to, we did look around for people to sponsor this event, and we have had people someone come to us offering to sponsor the next event.
Did we? Awesome.
Yeah, I sent you a message. I'll go over it again. But we don't do this often, and we don't do it a lot. But the subs and the patrons make a huge difference here. And with just a few more, we would be able to fund the cuts prizes as well. Cut 2, cut 3 would be able to get prizes as well. It's something that I've been pushing for to try and get. It's just we need to make it feasible for it to happen. This isn't like me pressuring you. It's just saying if you want to help, if you want to give a little bit of support to help get the prizes for those other cuts, that would be absolutely amazing. Because up until this one, all the prizes and all the non-sponsor stuff was coming out of mine and Chris's pocket.
Yeah, more your pocket than mine. I hate to admit. I was working on hardware for infrastructure. You were working on
but you did
the
do
prizes.
3 events before me, including doing a run of playmats by yourself as well.
We almost broke even on that. So we have some old playmats if anyone still wants to buy a KOTE playmat to support it. It's still, I think, 15 quid plus shipping. But if you do want to join our Patreon, we have 3 tiers. Do you want to go through what the rewards are for the Patreon?
So you've got a basic tier, which is just $2 a month. It just there's no real rewards for it apart from you get a Discord role. £5 a month will get you. After 3 months, you get a print of the current art, so that's KOTE 9 at the minute, as well as you get a Patreon role in Discord for red key tier, which gives you access to a Discord channel that nobody else can see, where we do post more updates and more things coming in the future, and all Patreons get access to formats and upcoming events a week or 2 before everybody else. The blue tier, which nobody's in at the minute, I believe gets a mug after 3 months, and the yellow tier gets a t-shirt, and you also get all the stuff from the people below you. So if you're a blue tier, you also get the print, and if you're a yellow tier, you get the print and the cut. We're not expecting hundreds of people to ever be patrons. We're not expecting to make a career out of this.
No.
But it would be nice to be able to, as much great as it is for people like the Key Frogs and Key Frogs and other stuff to be happy winning Cut 2, Cut 3 and Cut 4, it'd be great if we could reward you guys as well and encourage more teams to play and not drop after the round robin stage.
Yeah, and the other news just to add here is I have now fixed the Untamed page. I will push that fix out in the next couple of minutes after we finish the stream. So if you see a 2-3 minute outage, assume I'm pushing out that change to fix the Untamed page.
Awesome.
Oh, Sergio, thank you very much. So.
Oh. Fuck.
So everyone, if that's it, I think we should call it a night tonight then, and we will see you back
Like I
here
say,
next week.
it's not something that Chris endorses me doing. It's just huge thanks for you guys just for playing. We really can't do it without.
Oh yeah, if we didn't have any competitors, it would be a very dull event.
Exactly.
Okay guys, so let's end the stream here. I'm going to push this change out to get the Untamed group working, so don't jump to the site just yet. And in about 5-10 minutes that should then be up, ready to go with fixed banners as well. So, well, thank you everyone. We'll see you back here next week. Have a great week and stay safe.
I'm going to go look at the game, see which one I'm going to record. Thanks for joining everybody. I hope to see you guys again soon.
Thanks. And I'm going to remember to play the credits for a change.
Hey.